Baby, on the beat. We got it covered. Everything sports related. I'ma speak my mind. You can love it or hate it. We got it covered. Everything Lamar. Welcome to RouG Pod. You know who we are. We got it covered. We got it covered.
What is going on? Welcome back to the RouG Pod. It's your man Hendel here, and I'm joined by my special guest, Rodney.
What's up, Hendel?
Not much. How you feeling today?
Feeling all right. I saw it. Man, it's going to be a great day for your boy Classy from the intro there. He was asking if there was any D-Hop news.
Oh.
Because guess what?
There is. Already? They want to know about D-Hop already? Oh, my God.
The most irrelevant news about D-Hop.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Listen, I don't know if it's irrelevant, but we'll get into it. So, thank you all for joining us. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And also for my audio listeners, guess who's back? I got my swagger back. My audio game, I'm getting it up. I'm getting back to it. Because, I wasn't seeing much fruits from my labor. So I've been kind of slacking, but I'm back in business now. So it's a very good week, Rodney. Like I told y'all earlier, it is a very good week. This week is the beginning of training camp.
Oh, that thing that all athletes hate and where there's no actual news. Yay.
I mean, it ain't actual news, but it's 1 week closer to football.
Yeah.
1 week closer. So
that's true.
We're gonna start the show.
Can't wait for Devin Funchess to be training camp MVP again.
Is he still in the league?
No. He ate a lot and then he was like, no, I'm just trying to move the tight end. And everybody's like, no. Devin,
yeah.
No.
Wasn't he with the Lions?
Yeah.
I think it's
or either the Lions or the Giants. No, I think it was Kelvin that was supposed to go to the Giants, and it's just
Kelvin was supposed to the
Yeah, he was going to get his last shot with the Giants, and then he just didn't even go.
Facts. All right, let's see who we got in here. Of course, first, Brandon Bazell. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Jeremy Miller's in the house. What's going on with you? Seems like we got a new face here. Joey, what's going on? He says, don't sleep on the Ravens. Listen, we never sleep on the Ravens. We just give, impartial views. And, just we'll get into that later. Yolanda B's in the house. What's going on? She says, hi, RouG Pod family.
Spoiler alert, Joey. It's always about money. This is their job.
It is. They don't care about winning. They just care about remaining profitable. And caring about remaining profitable, let's start off with the first topic. And that is DeAndre Hopkins signs with the Tennessee Titans. How you feeling about that?
I don't care. Like, he's not going to do anything for Tennessee, really. Like, okay. You still got Ryan Tannehill, Will Levis, and Malik Willis, so cool, I guess.
They said that Malik Willis was actually looking a lot better.
Yeah, I bet he was, and he's still going to get cut.
I think they'll trade Tannehill first.
Who going to trade with Tannehill? Who going to trade with Tannehill, that was funny, though. Arizona got a big money quarterback already.
Yeah, but he's going to be hurt for most of the year.
Yeah, they don't care. They about to have 2 top 5 picks. They don't want to win any games.
Washington.
Fuck you for your Sam Howell slander. All right, I'm not going to stand for it anymore. Coach started it over on More Sip to Tally. Check that out. Head over there and hit subscribe if you haven't already. He's doing the best, the only essential power rankings that you will see. But he was on that Sam Howell hate train too. And I know it's about the Dynasty League. I know that. I know y'all aren't going to say it, but I know that's what you're thinking. And it's fine. It's fine. But you know what? I'm just not going to deal with it anymore.
I watched him play at North Carolina, so it's not about the Dynasty League. I did. I've been an ACC fan since the 80s, so even though Maryland left the conference, I still kind of keep up with it because Florida State's still there. Even though I'm not as big into Florida State as I used to be,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still there. But Sam Howell's decent, and I know I don't know if it was his last year or the year before that he hurt his shoulder, so he wasn't playing as well as he could have. I'm not. Listen, if they start losing, they're going to look for options. Well, who's his backup? Is it? It's not
Howell. It is
Jacoby
Taylor.
Brissett.
Well, I mean, it's him or Heineke, and we'll see.
Right.
Well, no. Heineke's gone. He went to Atlanta, I believe, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, right. I like Jacoby, man, but you're gonna be riding that bench just like you used to.
It's a possibility, but listen, somebody may trade for Tannehill. If not, Tannehill is a former Pro Bowl quarterback. He is. Listen,
very former.
What was it? 3 years ago?
Very former.
Yes. So the DeAndre Hopkins signing, it may not mean much for Tennessee, but there is a positive that came out of all of this. Kansas City did not get him.
Yeah. Buffalo didn't get him either. But they're all better off than Baltimore offensively already, and Baltimore also did not get him. So that's not fantastic.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed about the 2-year, $26 million deal. I was like, we could afford that.
Yeah. Easily.
We could have brought that in. And later on, we're going to touch on the wide receiver room and kind of explain why we could use them. Because I know a lot of people are going to say, we've signed this guy, we've signed that guy. The wide receiver room has been upgraded. So we don't need to bring in any more talent. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Joey says, you guys are the best. Glad I found you. Appreciate you for actually finding us.
Appreciate that, man.
Indeed. We got Chocolate Lady Cap in the house. What's going on? Coach.
What's up, Chocolate? Hello, Coach.
What's up, Coach? Listen, I saw his power ranking today. More Sip the Talent. Make sure you go over there, subscribe, watch the videos. Like I said, it takes a lot to make videos. And he put together 32 of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm working on the video right now, and I've been working on that thing for at least 6 hours. So I know it took him a very long time. So make sure you go check it out. But listen, number 12 kind of surprised me. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you who, but it shook me. I was like,
a little high up, but definitely got the potential to cash in on that ranking though.
Facts. Depending upon what happens at that quarterback position and the new wide receiver one.
And he was looking good last year. So if he can keep that momentum going, they're gonna be something to deal with. It's gonna be tough.
Facts. Him and that
might win that division.
Him and that tight end, like.
Yeah,
I know we like to talk about our tight end, but his tight end, the latter half of the season, was something to behold. Living Big with Big Reg, what's going on? Make sure y'all jump over there and check out his channel. Very positive brother. He gives his news on the Ravens.
Unless you ask him about the Ravens, all that positivity go out the window then. What's up, Reg? How you doing?
So, another possible ripple from his DeAndre Hopkins signing is the fact that Dalvin Cook said he wanted to play with him, but being that Tennessee has Derrick Henry, I don't think that he wants to ride the bench because Derrick Henry is the workhorse. He can listen. It doesn't need to be running back by committee over in Tennessee. So where do you think possibly Dalvin Cook could end up? I know Miami offered him a contract, but it was a little on the low side to his liking.
And he's gonna like it later. Because there ain't nobody paying running backs like that. You just saw Joe Mixon take a pretty big pay cut to avoid getting cut in Cincinnati. Dalvin gonna have to take that deal. He'll go back to him and be like, "Yo, you got to add something in so I can save face." But he gonna take that deal.
Some incentives, some clauses,
something, some free tickets. Some gift card to some restaurant he likes down. I mean, something.
A suite.
There you go.
A suite, because those things are very expensive.
Really, really valuable.
Very valuable. Like you can do so many things with a suite. What's going on, Jose? Thanks for dropping by. Oh man. All right. So
he could like make up the difference in the contract renting out that suite based on some of the numbers that we see.
Listen, for those, how much did you say those suites go? 38,000 at the low end?
So for Baltimore this year, all of the available suites are looking for like 30 to 35,000. What an agent! I'm sorry, hold on 1 second, agent. I guess you didn't see the end of the show last Wednesday. What's up, Mike? But you won the drawing, the monthly drawing for the Amazon gift card. So like DM us on Twitter at LBHT Show and just give us your email and we can get that over to you.
Indeed. Oh, so you're saying they were like 35,000?
Like 30 to 35, depending on the game.
I mean, you can make your money back because once you get a suite, it's open to you 365 days a year. And no matter what venue they have at that stadium, you have free access to it. So you can just rent out the space all year long and get your money back. It's just coming up with that money. But, Dalvin Cook can afford it. He can afford it.
We assume.
Yeah, you don't know what he did with his money. But, I mean, listen, if he wants to win a Super Bowl, I think that would put the Dolphins right at the top.
Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close.
You're always going to have that one position holding you back, because Tua is just not as good as Mahomes or Allen or Jackson or Burrow or Herbert or maybe Russ or Trevor Lawrence or Aaron Rodgers. No, but the rest of the team is very, very talented, and I think they're well coached.
Yes, and I think that Mike McDaniel fits Tua to a T. I think he accentuates his strengths and he puts that team in the best position because they don't have the best running game right now, but he does have eccentric running schemes that can get people open. So even without, I don't even think that Tua has to be the best quarterback, because if you look at Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, your boy Chosen Anderson, Mike Gesicki. No more Gesicki. Oh, they let him go.
Oh yeah, they ain't paying Gesicki. He's in New England now. What? Because how you gonna be on the phone and not listening to the stream while you in the stream, agent?
What?
No, I think we gonna have to respin. No, we did for the loyalty points, we had a prize for the person who ended up with the most loyalty points, and then we did a random drawing. Jose's got it. He's in the chat. All right, I'm sorry. I just saw him message on this. I didn't want to ruin the flow of the show. I'm sorry.
You good? I'm shaking my head at him like. I hear you talking to me, but I'm on the phone right now ordering pizza. So, Oy vey. So this next topic, right now, away with the fun and games, away with the excitement of what's to come in the upcoming weeks. Let's get to this news. I know it happened early in the week, but I decided not to talk about it till today so that there would be adequate time to speak upon it. And I'm glad that you're here, because I was going to come on by myself. So I get somebody to kind of get their opinions on this. So there was Mike Martz, the former offensive coordinator and head coach of the Los Angeles St. Louis Rams, whatever you want to call him. He was asked a question about Lamar Jackson. And I guess his trope came out a little bit racist to some people. It just feels like with a lot of these older coaches, a lot of these older Caucasian coaches, they don't choose their words very wisely. So I got a couple clips that I want you to listen to and let me know what you guys think. This first clip is one clip that I kind of think, I can't tell people how to phrase things or how to handle it, but I think this clip, and it's just part of it, I think that it's been phrased a little bit better than what Mike Martz did. So we're going to listen to this clip, and then we're going to listen to Mike Martz.
I feel like so much of the Lamar Jackson conversation is still polluted by the fact that the conversation around him was so toxic when he came into the league, and so just objectively not just tinged with race, but some of it was just racist and stupid. And so where they are afraid to say what I think is an obvious and fair criticism, which is you wish he would have developed more on the layups in the passing game. But there are people, I think, because so many of the original critics of Lamar were just jackasses about it and wrong, people have been almost tepid in any criticism. I as a Chiefs fan, the Ravens are the team that scares me the most.
Any thoughts on the clip?
Is Nick Wright like trying to? He's like working up to auditioning as a professional wrestler with the locks that he's got going on there. I don't understand. Like I don't watch those shows, and I haven't seen him in a long time. And his hair used to be real short.
Buzz cut.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, but no, I think that he's correct in that a lot of people don't like to criticize Lamar because he's unfairly criticized so much, and even in that clip saying that you'd like to see him develop better on the layups, and my response to that has always been every quarterback misses layups.
Mm-hmm.
It stands out more in Baltimore because they don't throw the ball nearly as much as anyone else, and he doesn't have help at receiver to erase some bad throws like every other quarterback does. But every quarterback misses throws. Every quarterback can get better. So there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's just when you leave it at that, it comes off a little bit like, oh, you're just kind of bashing Lamar.
I mean, I agree. And I agree with everything you said. I just think that he came off a little bit lighter than a lot of people do because no matter what Lamar Jackson does, there's going to be criticism of him. He can go out there and pass for umpteen thousand yards in a season and break every single quarterback record. And the question is going to be can he do it once again?
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that there comes a time when leave him alone. Like, he doesn't bother you. Mike Martz, bro, I don't even know where you came from. Nobody likes to talk about Mike Martz having in 2001 and 2000 and 2001 having the first ranked offense. And I mean first ranked in points and yards per game. And you didn't do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to go on here and talk about what other people did. So let's jump into what Mike Martz said. Unless you have something to say first.
Oh, well, Jose sent me some possibly breaking news. That Matt Judon and Des Bryant both said that DeAndre Hopkins signing in Tennessee might be fake news.
Oh.
But we'll see. We'll see. That's not confirmed.
So you're telling me there's still a chance?
Not for Baltimore. They're not interested in him, but there's a chance that he'll end up in Buffalo or Kansas City.
Buzzkill. All right, let's look at this clip.
My bad.
Do you think Lamar Jackson can get to the point where he can be a great passer and win a Super Bowl?
I don't know because they don't have a lot of receivers around him, and just kind of by the nature of what they do, I don't know how good at processing things, and that's the key: how quick you can process, read and react, and he certainly can throw the ball well enough. Would never doubt that, but the key to everything, that Joe Montana or the Brady and Mahomes is what they see and can react to correctly is remarkable in such a short period of time. I don't know if he has that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that one kind of burnt my britches, as they used to say back in the day. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he's a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. He's just giving his opinion on what he sees. But if you dive deeper into it and listen to what he said, when he said, yes, he can make the passes, that's kind of code speak for he's athletic.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says he can't
physically gifted. He's
physically gifted. And then when he says he can't read or react like good quarterbacks do, that is kind of another code speak for black quarterbacks aren't smart enough. So I know a lot of people are going to kind of try to dispel the myth that he wasn't saying that. But if you go back and look at some of the other things that he said, he's talked about Justin Fields and said he's just not a good player. He looks like a fullback. He said Trey Lance was the worst quarterback he's ever seen and he can't pass. So he's had a history of saying negative things about black quarterbacks. I don't hear these same things. I don't hear the same vitriol when it comes to the Caucasian quarterbacks. And we've had over 100 years of bad other quarterbacks in the NFL, but yet still it's just certain ones that he wants to take umbrage with and kind of spew his venom at.
Yeah. And you see this not even just with Mike Martz, but like you hear analysts and draft media guys, particularly like you said, the older crowd who've been covering for a long time, just openly question black quarterbacks' intelligence when they don't really do that with white quarterbacks, right? And it's not even gonna say, hey, Mike Martz is a racist, but this is what implicit bias is, right? So, Mike Martz is an older guy, and he grew up in a time where black people were not allowed to play quarterback. It just wasn't a thing, and the common belief was that black people aren't smart enough to play quarterback. And he may not have a problem with black people, but that's something that's been ingrained in him. And so now when he looks at a black quarterback, he just sees the negative. Because I'm going to say about Lamar the exact same thing I said about Cam, because it was the same talk about Cam in 2015 when he won MVP. right, and took Carolina to the Super Bowl, went 15-1. Obviously Lamar went 14-2, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, possibly best season a quarterback's ever had in the NFL. So either he can process and read defenses, or you don't need to in the NFL. It's one of those two things, because both those guys were very successful at quarterback in the NFL. So either they can do the thing that you're saying that they can't do, or the thing that you're saying they can't do, they don't need.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, they tend to forget that these players won MVPs, and they beat out some other very good quarterbacks. So they must have some talent, and it wasn't all his legs. I mean, and he even said it in the interview, like with the receiving core and the scheme that we have, he's limited. But you don't want to factor any of these things, and you just want to go straight to I don't think he can read and react. I just don't think a lot of these pundits, fans, haters, whomever, I don't think that they actually watched Lamar in college.
Right.
I watched him beat Florida State. Like, we were the number 2 team in the country. Like, we were truly dominant back at that point. Yeah, man. We were truly dominant back at that point. And Lamar tore us up. So I think that they just look at what happened in Baltimore. And I don't think Baltimore did him any favors by everything that they did for him. A lot of people point at, well, Greg Roman got him an MVP. No. Lamar Jackson got himself an MVP. Yeah. Greg Roman was just there for the ride. So, I just think that some of these older coaches from back in the day, when they had that old guard and the good old boy network, I think they need to just stay to themselves. Like, if you are retired from football, keep to yourself. Like, keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah.
All right. What we got next? Oh, now this one's going to be a sore topic for some people. For me, this is kind of related to the video that I have coming up next. And I just want to get people's opinion on it. So apparently there was a report of Ronnie Stanley being snubbed. What was it? USA Today did a poll of the top 11 offensive linemen in the NFL, and Ronnie Stanley was not in the top 5. He actually came in at number 6. He was behind Andrew Thomas of the Giants, Larry Tunsil of the Texans, Teron Armstead of Miami, Lane Johnson of Philadelphia, and of course, Trent Williams from the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, but he's an all-pro tackle. Yes, Ronnie Stanley is an all-pro. He's very good. But in 2022, he missed 10 games. In 2020, he missed 10 games. In 2021, he missed 11. And in 2022, he missed 6 games. Availability is also kind of factored in when you start ranking players. And I think, to me, him not being available kind of knocks him down on his list. I think the talent level is there, but just his availability is one that wanes for me.
Yeah, being 6th on that list is very generous considering how little he's played recently. I think if you're talking about one season, Baltimore would trade him for every one of those guys that you mentioned in the top 5. No question. All those guys are playing better or performing better than Ronnie Stanley right now. Now, Ronnie can come back and, hopefully he's healthy for the full season and kind of reestablish himself as that top guy. But, he's been out. You can't really complain about that.
Yeah, this is true. We'll see if he can round back into form. Let's see if he gives us a full season, because looking back at his career, he has never played a full season. I don't think since he's been in the NFL. I don't think he's played a full 16, 17 game season since entering the NFL. It's been one little nagging injury after the next. It's an ankle here. Somebody rolled up on him there. So, listen, I don't think he was snubbed, to be honest with you. I think he's a very, very good player. He may have hit his peak. We'll see going forward. So, the next topic. This is one. Yeah, it's 2 more topics, bro. It's 2 more topics. One you may be interested in. I want to get your opinion on in the end, but 2 more topics. So the question is, are the Baltimore Ravens overhyped? The Bleacher Report did an article stating that the Baltimore Ravens may be overhyped and too many people are giving them their props to win the Super Bowl, being that they lost Justin Houston, JPP. The pass rush is very limited. They have a new offensive coordinator. Their pass defense was ranked 26th in the league, and the wide receiver room is a big question mark. So they feel like people are ranking them a little bit too high and they're being overhyped. Do you feel that way, Bronny?
No, absolutely not. I think that you've seen them be one of the better teams in the league with Lamar healthy and little to nothing around him. And now you've got actual talented wide receivers on the team. I don't think that, you can be overhyping them. And, honestly, I don't like the question because we're not asking, are the Bills overhyped? And they haven't been able to get it done. And that's the end of the sentence, like ever. They've never been able to get it done, right? The Bengals, they got there and got beat, then couldn't get back. We're not asking, hey, is Cincinnati overhyped? I think the Ravens roster right now is better than any roster they've had with Lamar Jackson. Any roster they've had over the last 5-6 years. Yeah, so you don't know what you're going to get out of the pass rush, but you didn't get a ton out of the pass rush previously. So to me, that's not a huge deal. The only real issue with Baltimore, I think, is that second corner position. And if it's going to be Rockison, if he's going to hold up there. And, I think they'll be fine enough because I think that with the addition of Odell, with the addition of Zay Flowers, and, obviously Rashad Bateman hopefully staying healthy for the season, the addition of Nelson Aguilar and getting rid of Greg Roman, I think they're going to be playing from ahead quite often, which is going to give a boost to the pass rush, give a boost to the pass coverage because you know what's coming at that point. So no, I don't think they're overhyped. I expect them to win the division, and I expect them to be the best team in that division clearly.
Oh, the Bengals?
Yeah. The Bengals barely beat Tyler Huntley in the playoffs last year.
Almost only counts. Almost only counts. Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'll say this. I don't think that the Bengals are a better team than the Ravens with Lamar Jackson healthy.
True. So
it is what it is.
I just want to see the matchup with the Ravens healthy and with the Bengals offensive line healthy. I want to see how that matches up, and because that makes a difference. Like Tyler Huntley being quarterback makes a difference. Them with third and fourth string offensive linemen in the game, that makes a difference. Even with
I heard it doesn't, because I remember when the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl and they had nothing but third and fourth stringers playing the O-line, defense wins championships. That's what I heard then. So no excuses now, right?
It wasn't an excuse back then. Listen, don't get me started on that Super Bowl because it was. Listen, the offensive line played horrible for Kansas City, but people also forget Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill both dropped touchdowns.
Yep,
both of them. Nobody wants to talk about that. They just want to talk about Tampa Bay dominated with defense,
and those weren't the only drops. So
they were not.
They let Pat down that night,
did they? But I guess they made up for it because they had their second Super Bowl. Hopefully. We can get eyes. And Joey says, ID is strong enough. Well, let's hope so. So, like he said, with Rockison being CB2, how is that going to affect the team? But more importantly, we don't have CB3. And that was even our issue last season. Even with them targeting Marcus Peters, they went after that third quarter mercilessly. Like they just kept going after that third corner. So if Rockison is not up to par, now you have two options of where you can go. And most teams now run 2-3 wideouts deep. And I mean starter potential deep. So
well, I'll tell you what. Not concerned because they spent $100 million in middle linebacker and didn't worry about getting a second or third corner. So it's clearly not that big a deal. You got Marcus Williams and Kyle Hamilton out there, right? You good?
That's a trick question.
Is it?
That's a trick question. Yes, it is. Because Marcus Williams, I was a little skeptical on that deal last season, but then I saw him and I'm like, okay, this dude can play. But even with him in the lineup, we were still the only team in the league giving up 300 yards per game. And even with him coming back, we ranked 26th in pass defense. I
heard Patrick Green is going to be the prototype for the middle linebackers moving forward. That's what I heard. I don't know. So, and I heard you just drafted another one. So I mean, it's all good.
It's not good because now do we not have as equally as bad defensive backfield, but now we have less of a pass rush.
We don't know that.
You're right.
You don't know that.
Really?
David Ajabo is going to play his full season this year. We don't know what kind of shape Owe's going to come back in, and they're going to bring back Justin Houston. They're going to have the same pass rush.
Owe was in shape last season.
He was
overshaped.
So if he gets some of that quickness back, some of his mobility, which he seemed to lack. But I think they're going to bring back Justin Houston or Jason Pierre-Paul or try to bring in someone. I think they're just kind of waiting to see how those guys look a little bit in training camp to see, how urgent it is.
Okay. We'll see. All right. So, like I said, upcoming NFL is upon us. It is mere weeks away. Guess what happens on August 3rd?
What happens on August 3rd?
It is the NFL's Hall of Fame game. The New York Jets play the Cleveland Browns. I mean, it's not really exciting. I
thought you were gonna say like everybody's gonna be like laying out their clothes or making the trip into Columbia for August 4th.
Well, I was going to segue to that, but since you're speaking of August 4th, Rodney, let the people know what's going on August 4th.
Well, August 4th is I believe. Wow. Okay. I thought I was confused if it was a video. I was waiting for some audio to start or something there. No, there's going to be a meetup at Bus Boys and Poets, like you see right on the screen there. It's going to be Hendo and myself, my brother Jose, OTR Mike in the chat, Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover Pod, and the man himself, Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films. We're going to have free food, free drinks. There's going to be music. There's going to be goodie bags. There's going to be some prizes given away. I think we're going to be doing like a little Q&A session for people who have, questions about the whole YouTube/podcasting thing. But mostly it's just going to be a really, really fun time. It's going to be a Bus Boys and Poets from 7 to 9:30. And then we'll probably be, just kind of wandering around the Merriweather district, having fun afterwards as well.
Yes, because that district has a lot of restaurants, a lot of entertainment spots that you can go to. Even after you leave us, you can continue the fun throughout the night. So make sure that you get your tickets today or this week because the event is coming up very, very soon.
Yes.
And speaking of that event, so I gave away a free ticket last week, but that individual was not able to use that free ticket. I don't know, but hey, so now we're going to go back to the drawing board.
Nice.
I got my hat.
I'm in there again, right?
The only person's not in there is Big Reg because he won it.
Okay. Cool.
So the winner of the free ticket is Don C.
What? All right, congratulations, Don C. I feel like this is rigged at this point. Is my name in there, Hendo?
Yes, your name is in there, Rodney. Why wouldn't your name be in there? You answered the trivia questions.
Yeah, I know, but the way you was acting about me answering the trivia question gave me questions.
Because I was like, you don't need a ticket, though.
I mean, I was going to give it away, but congratulations to Don C. Hopefully, you can make it. Looking forward to seeing him there.
Yes, Don C. So if you are able to make it, you can hit me up on Twitter if you're still on it, because I tried to look for you before. I don't think I saw you. I know you had your business information there, but I don't know. If not, if somebody knows Don C and can reach out to him, have him hit me up. Listen, emails in the description. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, any of the social media platforms, and I'll get that ticket out to you. Also, maybe at the end of this week, I may be giving out a second ticket. I'm not for certain because, I want the people to have fun. I want to give back to you all that give to me. So appreciate you all for that. And since we are in such a buying mood, because I know you're going to go out and buy your tickets, I have some new merchandise out. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go to the merch store. Stores in the descriptions. Spreadshop, therogueshop.com. Make sure you go out. And I have a new design out for a new shirt. So, if you want to support the channel, support myself, make sure. Yes. And this is one of the designs.
Nice.
I like it. I think it's okay. I think it's pretty cool.
I like it quite a bit.
So, yeah. I have this one, and I also have it in black as well. So make sure you go over to the shop and cop you some merchandise. Please and thank you. All right. Let's see. People checking their points now. So for those of you that are new, we also give out loyalty points.
I'll have to join the chat right here.
You forgot, didn't you? I have not seen one of your comments pop up yet. So if you're new to the channel, we are giving away loyalty points. And at the end of every month, I give away a prize. And the way that you get loyalty points are either just by coming in, watching the live streams, commenting, subscribing to the channel, buying a ticket to the meet and greet, and signing up for the Patreon. Now, if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/RouG. You can get into my Discord. You can join the Fantasy Football League. I have one spot left for the Dynasty League. You can request videos, a lot of fun stuff that you can get. So make sure you check it out. There's also a 7-day free trial. So if you're not sure about coming in, you can do the free trial for 7 days, see if you like it, and then sign up. Also, after the live streams, we have a little after party where we sit in StreamYard and have conversations, kick back and chill. So it's a really good time. Rodney, would you like to plug your Patreon?
I think I'm in first for the points.
You think
I
so?
like it. I think so. Am I
might be.
first?
No, you're not.
God, what? Why?
Because somebody purchased a ticket to the meet and greet.
Okay.
Somebody gave a $60 donation. So if you also want to help the channel out and donate to the channel, there is a pinned link in the comment section. If you sit there and donate to the channel, there's going to be an animation pop up on the screen, and I will read your comment out loud. But you also get loyalty points for that.
There's Don C.
Is he? Whoa! No doubt. So yes, Don C. Just reach out to me, show up, make sure you have a good time. Let some people know about it. So, like I said, Brownie, would you like to let the people know about your Patreon, what you got going on? Because
Go ahead.
Because you also give out loyalty points and prizes each month as well.
We do over patreon.com/LBHT show, or just lunch break hot take on YouTube. We do give out loyalty points a lot of the same ways that you do as well. We give out points for purchasing tickets, just for being in the stream, interacting, commenting on the videos if you can't make it to the live stream. We do a trivia question every week, and the first 3 people to get that correct get some loyalty points, as well as asking questions for the show. We have a submitted questions section or segment on the show, so you get points for submitting questions there as well. Big one, we also give away 1,000 points for going to lbhtshow.com and signing up for the newsletter, and that 1,000 points is all you need to be entered into the monthly drawing that Agent E won this past month. But like I said, we also do have the patreon.com/LBHT show, which signing up will get you loyalty points as well. And then we have a few tiers there. The $5 tier will get you into the NFL Pick'em League that we do every season that Hendel somehow thinks he's the champion of. We also have the $10 tier that gets you into the Dynasty Football. It gets you into the Fantasy Football League. The Dynasty League is full right now. We've got another league going on. If there's enough interest, we'll start up a second Dynasty League. We give away a championship belt for that. We've got a $20 tier, which is a combined tier for Lunch Break Hot Take and Ring Kings podcast. You notice how I didn't stop. I just powered right through that. And we also, across the channels, we have a $60 tier for creators who, people who want to start a YouTube channel or maybe have started one recently and are just looking for a little bit of guidance on running that. Community building, content strategy, branding, those kind of things.
Yes. And listen, if you sign up to my Patreon, you can also get some building skills on how to build championships and win them. Because this is me.
You're gonna be
this is another one.
This time next year, you're gonna be the saddest boy.
This is another one. I'm like DJ Khaled. Another one.
Yeah, you're like DJ Khaled, like nobody likes you, or is that kind of what you meant?
I don't know. If I don't win any championships this upcoming season, I'm going to be very sad.
Yes, you are.
Very sad.
And that's my goal for this season, to make you sad.
That is a terrible thing for you to say, sir. Living Legend says LBHT patron for life. Fire. I appreciate that, LL, but this is my stream. What about mine? Like, you don't care about me? Like, I'm irrelevant? Like,
you was correct, Legend. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, we didn't draft yet, Brian. We're still waiting on one more person to sign up, and once that last person signs up, I may start the draft early, but the draft is slated for the Sunday before the season starts.
Are you in the league, Brandon?
He is in the league.
Then you can just go into the app and see when it's scheduled. Like, why are you asking if it drafted yet if you in the league?
Because he's busy. He's on his honeymoon. Congratulations to him. He's doing his thing.
He obviously ain't busy. He in the chat.
I mean, that is true. He's been in everybody's chat since he's gone. Since he's out. Even the night I think he got married, he was in everybody's stream. I mean, but, to each his own. To each his own. All right, so let's get to this last topic. The AFC North wide receivers ranking. So, Baltimore Beatdown did a ranking of the AFC North wide receivers. Mm-hmm. And the results to me were a little bit surprising. To some of you, it may not be. Some of you may think that it is just fine. So we're going to run through it, and I want to get your opinion, Brady, once I'm done. So coming in at number 4, they ranked the Cleveland Browns with Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Donovan Peoples-Jones as the 4th-ranked wide receiving core in the AFC North. Coming in at number 3, we have the Baltimore Ravens with Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar, whomever else they signed off the street down on North of Pennsylvania. The number 2, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, and Allen Robinson. Not to mention Calvin Austin, who I think is going to have a breakout year. And of course, coming in at number 1. Of course, coming in at number 1 is the Cincinnati Bengals with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, with Jose and Coach Evans' favorite pick, Charlie Jones. So, how do you feel about this ranking, Brad?
It's fine, I guess. Honestly, it's Cincinnati 1 and then a 3-way tie for 2nd in that division, I think. Because all of them have that one guy who, it's pretty good. Amari Cooper, George Pickens. I mean, well, you know what? No. The Steelers are 2nd, and then it's a 2-way tie for 3rd with Cleveland and Baltimore. Because the Steelers do have George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. I know Deontay had just an unbelievable anomaly of a year last season, catching 80-some passes and 0 touchdowns. But he is a very talented receiver. I cannot fathom that happening again. But, Baltimore and Cleveland, you got Odell, you got Amari Cooper, and then they've got some question marks after that. So I think it's fair to have those two tied for 3rd with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh at 1 and 2.
Okay. Big Ray, you said the tier, the Fantasy Football Dynasty League is the $10 tier. The Pick'ems League.
Where is that?
What?
Where is that tier?
The West Baltimore County tier.
Okay.
Yes, the West Baltimore County tier, which is the $10 tier. That's the Fantasy Football League. The Pick'ems League, where you can get the new ring, is just the West Baltimore tier. So it's the $10 tier. Listen, I sat back and I went over this ranking, and I was like, Of course, I believe Cincinnati's number 1. Mm-hmm. I can take Pittsburgh at number 2 because even with baby hands throwing the ball, this is his 2nd year in the league, and more importantly, the Steelers have upgraded their offensive line.
I think you got to do mittens like that.
My bad. And once again, I think with Calvin Austin actually being healthy for the season, he's going to add a new dynamic.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Have some self-respect.
So you don't think Calvin Austin's going to do
well?
A
little bit of dignity.
You don't think Calvin Austin's going to do well? Just because I have him on my fantasy team, I'm not biased in this opinion. I just think that he's going to do well. So, I kind of went back and forth on 3 and 4 with the Ravens and Cleveland. And then I said, you know what? Let me look up a chart and start doing some math. And for the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver room, the math wasn't mathing. The math ain't mathing. So I got a little display for you. So with the Cincinnati Bengals, with their 3 top wide receivers, they ranked 2,837 yards. 2nd, the Cleveland Browns with Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Elijah Moore coming in, they totaled 2,445 yards. And I think a lot of people forget that Donovan Peoples-Jones had over 800 yards receiving. Then coming in at 3rd was the Pittsburgh Steelers with Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, and Allen Robinson coming in. They totaled 2,022 yards. Now, those are their top 3 receivers. With all of the returning Baltimore Ravens wide receivers, they total 1,149 yards.
No, because you got Prochet and Wallace. They're not returning.
Sir.
I'm sorry. Are they carrying 7 receivers?
They may carry 6. So, with Tyler Wallace being a special teamer, he may make the cut. Listen, Laquan Treadwell, he ain't making it.
He better than like 4 of them receivers you got on that list.
I'm not gonna hold you. You might be right. And Jeremy says Lamar takes away those passing yards. No, he doesn't take away a lot of those passing yards. The lack of quality wide receivers take away the passing yards. Receivers running the wrong routes, being in the wrong spots, Mark Andrews freelancing and bumping in the receivers downfield. You can't really put Lamar running as the primary source of the Ravens only having damn near half of what these other teams did with 3 people, their entirety. And I know some people are going to say, well, they have Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews, he's considered a wide receiver. So if you want to add in Mark Andrews 800 yards, I can also take Pat Frymuth, who had 738 yards, I believe.
But according to that chart, you don't need to, because Baltimore's still in last.
No, but I'm gonna add Pat Frymuth to that. Then also I'm gonna add David Njoku and his 630, 80 yards, whatever he had.
That's right.
So if you want to start adding it, and this is why I think that some of the reporters think that the Ravens are overhyped, because we have a bunch of unknowns.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm gonna have to put Cleveland at 3 and Baltimore at 4 in the wide receiver room. I know you gave him a tie, but
yeah, no, I mean that's completely fair. I'm doing projection. I'm assuming that Odell Beckham is as healthy as they say. And if he is, he's the best wide receiver, maybe in the division, but if not, maybe second in that division. If Odell Beckham is healthy,
come again.
If he is healthy, do you not remember Odell Beckham Odell Beckham had the best start to a career of any wide receiver in the history of football? He was lethal.
Facts. And when was Odell's last 1,000-yard season?
It's been a bit, but that's why I said if he's healthy,
2019.
If he's healthy, then he's one of the top receivers in that league. I'll just say one of the top. I won't argue. It's whatever. One of the top receivers in the division. And if we're projecting Rashad Bateman, right? He's a guy who, if he's healthy, is probably maybe around an 800-yard guy. And if you look at Zay Flowers, I think that Zay Flowers is very, very talented. He's much better than T. Higgins if he's healthy. Buck, what are you talking about? I love T. Higgins.
He does love T. Higgins.
But you clearly do not remember healthy Odell Beckham.
But that's the problem. He hasn't been healthy Odell Beckham.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If he's as healthy as they say he is, then I mean, and we got a glimpse of it in the Super Bowl, right? He was dominating that Super Bowl before he got hurt.
I'll give you that with a caveat. He was, listen, no doubt about it, he was on his way to Super Bowl MVP. But Cooper Kupp was getting all the coverage. In Baltimore, he's going to be the number 1.
Who was getting all the coverage in New York?
Oh, that was back then when he was Odell.
Is he not anymore? What do you mean wrong? Tell me what T. Higgins has done that would make him better than Odell Beckham.
Right now? What's going on, Ravens 76?
Oh, but Buck.
Don't argue with Buck.
No, he would not. Not a healthy Odell Beckham. He would not start over him. You are out of your goddamn mind watching Arizona sports, man. But I understand it because y'all just chose Rondale Moore over DeAndre Hopkins, so it makes sense.
Listen, they chose Rondale Moore to have a breakout season.
Yeah. They said we got Michael Wilson, we good. They said that kid who puts in 0 extra work, give him the bag. That's the future.
Money. It is.
Make sure you do his homework though, or don't. Whichever, whatever.
All right, so we're winding down. We're going to jump into some NFL news, which is kind of brief. It's not much to really talk about, except for tomorrow afternoon is the deadline for the franchise tag. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Evan Ingram, shout out for us, have reached a 3-year, $45 million deal to avoid having him play on the franchise tag. Now, we still have 3 players still out there. We have Saquon Barkley and his mishaps with the New York Giants. We have Tony Pollard with the Dallas Cowboys, and we have Josh Jacobs with the Las Vegas Raiders. And, Vegas Raiders seem to be broke or something. I don't know. But do you think that any of these gentlemen will get signed by tomorrow's deadline, or they just sit it out?
Man, I don't think Josh Jacobs will. I want to say that Saquon will get signed because what are you doing? He's your entire offense. Daniel Jones is not it, and you can't make him it by giving him $40 million. It's like the Jaguars tried to do with Nick Foles a few years ago. You remember that? Where they brought him in and they gave him like this massive raise to increase his legitimacy in the locker room and make him a leader, and everybody laughed at them. I think the Giants will get something done. I think they'll pay him. Pollard and Jacobs, I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah, Pollard really hasn't done anything for me in the league. Yes, he did have 1,000 yards last season, but he just doesn't have the longevity of doing it. Josh Jacobs, I don't know what the Raiders are thinking. Even with that team, he led the league in rushing, and a lot of those yards came on his own.
They're thinking they drafted Zamir White, and let's see if he can do it again.
Okay. Now the Saquon issue, I really don't understand what they're doing. There was a stat that was put up that Daniel Jones with Saquon Barkley has a 44-16 touchdown to interception ratio when he plays. When Saquon is out, he has a 16 touchdown to 17 interception ratio.
Well, that's what everybody's looking for in their franchise quarterback, a guy who can't survive without a running back in a league that does not value them at all.
Hey, what's going on, Ivram? Hey, hit me up on Twitter. I got word on your prize that has just been a nightmare. Yeah, so I don't listen. I think New York is gonna fumble the bag. I think that they feel like they can move on without him. Listen, they made a mistake of giving Daniel Jones that massive contract. Even though I know it could possibly be for 2 years, they're paying him like he is an elite quarterback. I know he only had 15 passing touchdowns, but the Giants fans at first are going to say, but he had 7 rushing touchdowns. Okay. He took him to the playoffs. I mean, it's the NFC. It is a weak conference overall, and I just think they're going to fumble the bag, and they're going to be out of it. Listen, Philadelphia is not stopping. They're going to do anything they can to win that division and win the Super Bowl. Dallas has made some moves. I think a very underrated acquisition this offseason was Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks was opposite CeeDee Lamb. I think that's a move that a lot of people are overlooking. What you say, Mike? What happened? Mike says, breaking news, D-Hop tweeted tighten up. Yeah. That dampens my day.
Why?
Because I still thought we had a shot to get him.
They weren't even interested.
I mean, they might have been.
They weren't even talking to him.
Sometimes teams give you that 52 fake out and they act like they're not talking to somebody.
Not Baltimore.
This is new Baltimore.
This ain't new Baltimore.
It's new.
You got a old injured receiver and a Nelson Aguilar and said, "What's up? New day."
This New Amsterdam. Like anything goes. We're trying. Listen. I know. Don't let the moves fool you. The Ravens aren't trying to win a Super Bowl. They're just trying to keep the fan base coming back to the stadium and buying seats and suites and all those other things. But let's move on. Now, I have 2 things to speak about, and this is actually Carolina Panther news.
How is it more?
It's just 2. I'm just after these 2 Carolina Panther things we've done. All right. First and foremost, Carolina Panthers' new acquisition, running back Miles Sanders. He actually got in front of a camera or a microphone, and said, "Andy Dalton is a Hall of Famer." What is he smoking?
Listen, I mean, it's the off season. People get asked a lot of questions, and teammates are always going to have their teammates back. Like that's just. I just saw a thing from the Browns running back coach. He said Nick Chubb can average 6 yards a carry and lead the league in rushing. I bet you do think that. Like that's your running back.
Right.
So it's whatever.
I mean, of course, you're supposed to kind of give props to your teammates, and you let them know, like, yo. Oh, Andy Dalton might be the best quarterback I've ever played with. Okay, I get that. You're on a team. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to build that camaraderie. But to say he's a Hall of Famer, you're going
Devontae Adams said Derek Carr, Hall of Famer. Andy got a better case than Derek. Yeah. Think about them old Cincinnati days. That's right.
He was the Raven killer back in them days, though. Him and AJ Green.
They went to the playoffs, like 5 straight years or whatever it was, or 5 times.
Yeah, they had 5 straight first round exits.
Sure did.
Yes, Jose. The only teammate that's honest about that QB is Justin Jefferson.
Not even Jalen Ramsey, when he was going through the list, was honest about Blake Bortles. He said Josh Allen, trash. Aaron Rodgers, trash. But Blake Bortles, he all right. That boy good. Tom Brady, trash.
So there are people that actually tell the truth. And this next Carolina Panthers topic is kind of near and dear and close to my heart. It's more of a wish than it is anything else. So there has been a report that the Carolina Panthers have offered a contract extension to Brian Burns, who's in the last year of his deal, amidst trade rumors. Now, hopefully, those trade rumors are to Baltimore, so we can get that pass rusher for Florida State.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know Baltimore doesn't like to pay anyone for anything, and certainly don't like to give up draft picks. And if Carolina didn't trade Brian Burns for a first or 2 firsts and a second, they're not going to trade him to Baltimore.
But what if they realize their mistake? And now
they didn't realize their mistake. They can't trade him. They traded DJ Moore. Okay?
It's a whole
but think about that. If they had traded Brian Burns, they could have just traded all those picks to move up and get Bryce Young. They didn't trade Brian Burns, and they traded DJ Moore instead. You cannot now trade Brian Burns.
I mean, that is
not a thing that you can do.
That is,
not a thing you can do.
Don't you have the Oregon puncher?
Not a thing you can do.
Yeah. Don't you got the Oregon puncher? Like, don't you have that
dog slash outside linebacker slash defensive end who can't play any of them? Yes, we have that guy.
Maybe they feel like he can take his place.
No,
that's why they drafted him.
No.
You know, we drafted Trenton Simpson to take over for Patrick Queen. So why can't there be a similar situation in Carolina?
Well, the difference is Patrick Queen has been a disappointment, and Brian Burns has been very good.
I just don't think that, not you, but I don't think Carolina appreciates him like we would.
You don't appreciate anybody. What are you talking about?
I appreciate everybody.
Y'all don't appreciate anybody. The Ravens do not appreciate anybody.
That is a false statement, Brodney. The correct statement is the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens don't value anyone. The Baltimore Ravens value players until it's time for them to get paid.
The Baltimore Ravens only appreciate former Ravens. That's the same with their fan base. And once you retired, he was great. I mean, look at J.K. Dobbins' discourse, man. Y'all, Baltimore Ravens fans were lighting Twitter up because PFF of all places didn't have him high enough on their running back ranking after he had like 700 something yards as a rookie, right?
All right.
And now he's like, give me that money though. And you're like, he ain't even that good.
I told you, until it comes time for contract, Ravens love you. They love you to death, but they always will tell you what your worth is. So I just think
they'll tell you what their backwards 1985 thinking thinks your worth is. And then they wake up the next day like, damn, somebody paid CJ? Oh damn, they paid Judon?
Right. We thought we was the only ones that appreciated him. Oh my goodness. But I really do think that Brian Burns and his probably 12 sacks per year average, I think the Ravens fan would appreciate that no matter the price. Because we desperately need it with that secondary. Desperately.
Do they?
Yes.
Listen, you only need a middle of the pack type defense, and they're much better than that already.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
That's just what it is, man. You score some points, and it's just not as important anymore.
This is true.
You know, you need an opportunistic defense, and they have guys who can make plays.
This is true, but we need that wide receiving core to be what we think they're going to be first. But I know Lamar and his talents that he's going to will us to where we need to be. And for me,
think about it. Like, well, it was just Rashad Bateman when he was the number one receiver. So when it was just Rashad Bateman, they were averaging 25, 26 a game.
Right.
I mean, if Odell plays at all, if Zay Flowers is even half of what he looks like he can be, they're gonna be just fine. And that's not even mentioning Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kolar.
Indeed.
Mark Andrews gonna be gone. So.
I think so. I think his contract is
they're gonna get him up out of there.
Yeah.
They're gonna trade him for 8 day 3 picks.
Man, I need you to
draft 3 more tight ends.
Listen, I don't know what they think they're going to do with Charlie Kolar. Like, everybody's praising him and saying how good they think he's going to be. We don't need him. We didn't need him last year. It was another one of those wasted draft picks.
You'll need him when you trade Mark Andrews.
They will riot and revolt.
No, it won't.
Okay.
Not if you score points. They're gonna look you right in the face and say, "We paid our quarterback more than anybody in history. We got to cut costs somewhere, and somewhere is going to be Mark Andrews."
Oh, okay. Say so, sir.
And then somewhere is going to be Odell. And then a few years from now, somewhere is going to be Roquan.
$100 million to an off-ball linebacker.
Damn right. Who can't cover a running back? Damn.
Right.
Couldn't be me.
What is wrong?
What?
Man. It ain't working. So, shout out to DDSQ. Appreciate you, bro. He just sent a $10 tip saying, just wanted to show some love to the channel. Appreciate you, bro. Make sure I update those loyalty points for you. You might be in first place.
All right. Okay. Not until them co-host points kick in.
What co-host? Y'all keep. I don't get co-host points when I come on LBAC.
That's because you don't give me my co-host points. I'm not going to give you co-host points when you refuse to give me co-host points over here. If you would update my points, then I would update yours.
That's mad disrespectful, sir.
Your points are packed and ready to go.
How many do I get? How many have I earned so far?
How many are you giving me?
It's contingent?
It's going to be similar.
Quid pro quo? Wow. Quid pro quo. That's a sad thing.
I'm not saying it's quid pro quo. I'm just saying they're sitting and waiting to go out. And when you give me my points, then we'll send them out. And then you can come to the show on Wednesday and exclamation point points and see how many you got.
How many points do you think you deserve, Brandon?
I mean, I hosted how many episodes of Intentional Grounding, and then I've been on a few Sunday streams. I did a pop-up stream with you one day too, so I'm thinking 10, 12,000. Why'd your eyes get so wide? What is that?
12,000?
I said 10 to 12.
I mean, if we're going 10, we might as well just give you 12,000. Right?
I agree. So 12,000 is the number now. Let me know when I can check on that.
Mm-hmm. I most certainly will. All right, we've been here for over an hour. We hadn't planned on being here this long. But I appreciate everyone that came in and rocked with us. The new people that came in, thank you. Make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe on your way out.
Thank you, Living Legend. Appreciate you, man. Nothing but facts.
Like, listen.
All day, every day from LL.
I'm feeling like this is some kind of bias. Like he's been bigging up the LBHT all string.
Oh,
like,
you got a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that because it's all family. But I mean,
like you got a problem with that.
Damn, like let me look and see his half this screen blank. And he can only see the right side or something.
Well,
like
he's in your stream right now. He's not on our channel saying that.
Exactly.
So he's giving you your props by being in here.
Facts. I give you that. I mean, I appreciate Living Legend. He's one of the OGs. He's one of the originators. He's been with me since the beginning. So
that's right.
I can. And listen, make sure you listen to OTR Mike, make sure you actually go over to OTR Mike and subscribe to his channel. He is close to 500 subscribers, as YouTube has changed their monetization rules, and we want to get this man monetized. He's putting in that dope content. He gives you a look at your favorite content creators through another lens. Like, you get to see us and other people on his show talking more than just sports. He has a very dope channel. So when I say listen to Mike, and he says, get your tickets. August 4th, meet and greet, prizes, fun, swag bags. It's going to be everything you want and more. And the link is going to be in the description. Or you can go over to RouGPod.com, my new website, and get all the information you need and stay updated on what's going on with myself, lunch break hot takes, sip to tally, deep cover, what is it? Let's get ready to the highlights, and Suge Knight 323.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you go over to the RouG Pod, check out the website. Let me know what y'all think about this, brand new. And also go over to lbhtshow.com. Sign up for the email list. Make sure that you let those brothers know that, we doing something good. Let them know that you like what we're doing, because we're out here to please you. Any parting words before we go, Brandon?
I mean, I'm not here to make money, but that's cool too, I guess.
First of all, it's very cool, Brady. It's very cool to make money any way you can. And YouTube is a job.
I mean, if them enjoying the content, it happens as well. That's an awesome byproduct.
Facts. So those are your closing remarks? You want to let the people know where they can find you for the new people?
Yeah, I mean, okay. You can find me over on Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a show every Wednesday evening, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We follow that up with the Overtime Show, just for patrons. And you can also find me on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time over on Sip to Tally Films with Coach Evans, with Chris Just Joking, with OTR Mike, with Jose, with Hendo on the Ravens Roundup. And we also have another podcast, a boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike over there at Ring Kings Podcast. So head over there and hit the subscribe button. We got a lot of big time fights coming up. So we'll be streaming a bit.
Indeed. Is that it?
Yes.
Chris White says, this is the most Baltimore-ish ever. You talking about my tears? Yes, my tears are. I've been a Baltimorean since the 70s. I'm Baltimore through and through. So, yeah. And he said he's going to get the Woodlawn package. I might. Don't give me no ideas, bro, because I will do it. Yes, Milford Mill adjacent. Milford Mill is the place to be. Shout out to Milford Mill High. So, appreciate y'all once again for hanging out with us for this last hour. Like I said, make sure you like and subscribe on the way out. And make sure, if you want to help support the channel, sign up to the Patreon. Patreon.com/RouG or Patreon.com/LBHT show.
Or both.
Yeah, because that's what most of them do. Most of them sign up to both. So, I mean, if you want to help support the channel, we really do appreciate it. And both myself, Brady, and Jose, what you donate to the channel, we put right back into it. That allows us to give the giveaways, do the meet and greets, and the surprise events that we have upcoming. Yes. So I personally, I can't speak for anyone else, I'm thinking about giving away some Ravens tickets for the season. Just one pair of tickets. I'm not going to say if they're going to be the best, but you're not going to be in the nosebleeds. I guarantee you that. So if you want to help support this, I really do appreciate it.
That'd be really great, because my nephew wants to go to a Ravens game. He don't even like the Ravens, but he wants to go to a Ravens game. He said Eagles or Steelers.
That's odd. I mean, he can go watch the Steelers game, but it might be too cold.
That's too expensive is what that is.
Facts. But I will myself be going to the Week 3 game versus the Indianapolis Colts. And I do have an extra ticket. I don't know if I'm going to do a giveaway for the tickets. It just depends on how everything goes with this meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
If the meet and greet goes well, I may do a giveaway for the tickets so someone can accompany me to the game. And when I say it's right behind the Ravens bench, when I looked at the view from those tickets, I'm like, these are the best tickets I ever had. Somebody loves me. So, yeah. Appreciate y'all, and appreciate you, Don C. Hit you up so you can get the information about your free ticket to the meet and greet. And I guess I gotta say my saying because I haven't been saying it. I got chastised by saying it. So always remember, think for yourself, formulate your own opinions, never give into conformity, and most importantly, be somebody important. Be yourself. Until next time, y'all, we are out.
We got it